friends. Okay, here I go on my, I think they were like compiled 60 something questions. So I'm gonna start working on them. I don't know anything, and I'm not kidding about that. I really don't know anything. I don't know if anybody knows anything. We're all planning to be picked up, and I think we will be, and we all think we will be. And honestly, that is the honest to God truth, and that's all I know. That nobody knows, and we believe it, and we hope, and we think it will be, and I don't know. I love every single day I'm there, so I sure hope it goes on. Okay, this is funny. Somebody said, I always comment about my lipsticks, and so what are my colors? And it is no joke. Like I often have two pair of eyeglasses here and one on top of my head, I will have a lipstick in each pocket, one in my purse, one in my car. Whenever I go to MAC, the MAC store, I buy half and half. It's my favorite color. I wear it all the time, and I have, honestly, I probably have 4 tubes on me right now. I mainly wear MAC. I like MAC. I wear syrup from MAC. I like that's kind of pinker. Twig, it's a little bit darker. But I seem to always go back to MAC half and half. But you know the one I really love too is, I think it's L'Oreal, Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, pink. I really like that too. But half and half MAC, that's my favorite. Somebody told me I don't know who. So here's the absolute truth answer. I try to stick to the Whole30 principles as much as possible. I try not to eat sugar. I try not to drink dairy or eat cheese or beans, legumes, pasta, flours, things like that. But they were all the holidays just now, and if I had a little bit, I just went right back to the Whole30 concepts the next day. And the worst, probably, I think I made it through most of the holidays. The worst was all girls weekend I just went on, and everybody was eating, breads with chocolate and candies, and that kind of stuff was, I guess, harder for me. I guess, I don't know why. Maybe because it's just girls hanging out, but I just got right back on it the second I got back home. So that's what I try to do. I try to, if I go off a little bit, I don't beat myself up. I just get right back to the program, and I just think I feel better. I feel better, especially the sugar component, because I always just was keeping a layer of fat around my ribs, and when I stopped eating sugar, I'm telling you, I really think it just dropped away. But you got to read your labels. I try to do soy or sugar. And as far as Cardio Bar, it's the same thing. I love Cardio Bar. I think it makes the biggest difference in my figure. Lifts my tushy up, and my legs look better. Everything's better. And there's a little ballet component to it, so I feel kind of like a dancer, even though I'm completely uncoordinated. So that too. If I have free time, I'm there every day, or at least 3 times a week. When I work a lot, it's harder, and I always think I'm going to go at night, and I don't. But maybe now I will. Maybe this week. Maybe this is the week I will. I don't know. But I try to go at least 3 mornings a week, and if I go more, I go more. And if I go all the time, I notice a huge difference. It turned out actually. Well, first off, I was working on the bay. Well, I was finishing up the Annapurna and then working on the bay, and so by the time Christmas rolled around, I have to say I was kind of pooped. I was ready for a break because I had been at it there for a while, so that was nice. But my husband actually had to stay home and work, so we made a commitment, because we've never been without our kids before for Christmas, and we made a commitment to each other to be happy and romantic, and we did that. We went to some really lovely dinners, and we had nice wine, and we went to matinees, and we did things that we don't normally do on a weekday or whatever, and it was wonderful, and we had the best time. And I recommend that to everybody. Sometimes just make a commitment to be romantic and happy with each other, because it really paid off. I mean, it was kind of like a sweet little honeymoon period or something. It's really, really great. The sun has left and forgot. Sorry that my location keeps changing, but now my beautiful phone here is out of battery, so I had to scooch over to a plug. So the question was, they loved seeing me and Steven in Annapurna, and are we going to do any other things in the future? And I'd like to. I think we'd both like to do that play as a full play, but there were so many constraints for us. One, we couldn't get the theater but like an hour before the show, so we could never rehearse there, and we couldn't get a set up. There was no time to get a set, and since it was a fundraiser, there was no money for a set. And you'd be shocked to know that it was about 50 hours. Thanks, Mandy, for telling me that. 50 hours of rehearsal to pull off a reading. So the amount of time that we'd have to put in for an actual play would be a lot. And maybe when we're off the show down the road, when we're old, hopefully we'll be super old, we'll do something then. Driving Miss Daisy or something. But maybe we'll do that play again somewhere, or maybe we could even put it up in a different state, which would be super fun to find a theater and do it somewhere where people more in the Midwest or the East Coast could come see us, because that would be really, really fun. So you never know. At the moment, I put it out of my mind, so I'd have to go through a lot to get it back, but I think we both loved it. We both really, really loved it. And so the answer is multifold. They let us borrow it, so that part's nice. So I do borrow sometimes, but a lot of times I like it so much I go and buy it. So I'm really into Ted Baker, is my favorite line this year. So a lot of times I'll love the dress that Richard Bloor, who's amazing, picks for me, and I'll run out and grab it. That happens. But he lets us borrow too, which is really wonderful, and then we bring it back. The best is everything. These are my friends. Albert Alar, the producer, is just a doll. I love him. And Stephen and I were just saying today, we're so lucky we have each other, because different couples get paired up with different people, and they might have 4 or 5 different people in the longevity of their part. And we've been so lucky because we pretty much have each other. There's been, interlopers, but we just have been so lucky that way. But I just love it there. I love the cast, the crew. I love going to work. I love being in the building. I love talking. I think that's a huge thing. I just like more places to go talk. It's fun to have somebody else do my makeup. And like today, I thought today's a good day to do this video blog, because I actually have makeup on like every other day of my life. And they're just my sweet friends that I've known for a really long time. So that's absolutely the positive. The worst, and I would say this is the only thing that's bad. Well, there's a couple things that's bad. Getting up super early, like this morning, getting up at 5:15. That's a drag, but it's like that. What are you gonna do? I'd say the only real bummer is the memorizing, because that's just endless. It's like you're always reading the middle of the book. You never finish. But it's a small price to pay, and I do it 1,000 times, and again and again. Your tears to do instead, and so I will. So this question is, how many eye bobs do I have? Can you see my reflection in the glasses? That's funny. Anyway, how many pair of eye bobs do I have? I have lots. And I lose them all the time, and then they show up again in a coat pocket or something. And I had those giant ones on recently. My husband at the kitchen table in the morning said, "Are you just gonna get crazy or older, crazier when you get older," or something like that? It was funny. But I just like kooky things. I can't, like, I would love to be a classic, Jones, New York, or whatever that knit. I get maybe Jones, New York. St. John's knits. Like, I'd love to be a classic woman like that, but I like to be a little funky. I like, see my jeans today? Embroidery. I like funkier stuff. I joke with my daughter that I'm going to be the old lady with the total rosy hair and red lipstick and big glasses. But, so I like fun, quirky glasses. And I think I first found eye bobs in a shop, and I have so many different pairs. I just love them. So I always hashtag them because I love that company, and they're really good glasses, and they're sturdy, and like I said, I lose them all the time, and then they pop up, and they're fabulous. So I'll tell you, I don't know if it'll work in here in my bathroom. I just walked into my bathroom. It's my bathroom. Oh, you can't really see it. But this product My husband has a med spa, so I'm lucky I can get stuff. But you can call his med spa Skin Deep Laser Med Spa. But this is my favorite. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see. That might be too bright. There. Can you see it? Kind of hard to see. That's my favorite cleanser. If we can't see it, I can do another shot. That's my favorite cleanser, and I honestly I use this with warm water and a washcloth. From my grandma told me to use a washcloth at night and sort of circle around with warm water and rinse it. Then let me go into my medicine cabinet. This is my favorite thing in the entire world, and it's called Hydrosilk, and it's like a little oil, and I put a pump of that in my hands and I rub it all over my face, and it feels so oily, but it just soaks right in. I was so afraid the first time I used it, I thought it was gonna make me break out, but it is magic. This is magic, magic, magic stuff. And then the other thing I use is, this sounds so ridiculous too, but I put like a little Aquaphor around my eyes, and for some reason I wake up in the morning and I'm not puffy. I don't know why. But so I do that. I'm gonna walk back through my whole house here. So I do that, and then I have like an exfoliator in my shower, and I use that a couple times a week. And I also have a steam in my shower, so a lot of times I'll finish off my shower with a little steam just because it feels so great. But also I think that helps with your complexion. And I will go like, my husband has his med spa, like I said, so I'll get like little exfoliating treatments. Like he has this great new thing called Clear and Brilliant, which is sort of they put a numbing on your face and do this little lasering. You're red for 24 hours, and it's like a supersonic exfoliator. So I think that kind of thing, just to keep trying to get the dead skin off. And sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. You know, a couple of years ago, probably like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe, I was sitting in my town that's not close to the beach, and my kids were grown, and I thought, why are we sitting here every weekend when we could be out sailing? And my husband always sailed, and he sailed as a little kid. I think he learned in camp. And a long, long, long time ago, when we first came to California in like 82, I mean, I'm from here, but I lived in Chicago with him for a little while. And when we first came back, we went sailing in Marina Del Rey in Los Angeles, and a lot, but I never knew how to sail. And so now I just thought I really wanted to sail. So we rented a little boat, and we went out sailing, a 20-foot boat. And I knew how to do nothing, and I didn't know what any of the lines were called, the ropes. And so I thought, I'm going to take a class. So I just looked up in the phone book where I could take a beginning sailing class, and there actually is ASA, which is a, you know, like a government test thing, or government's probably not government, but Sailing Association test 101. So I took this class, and I had a little partner. This other guy, this retired man, was my partner. And it was about 4 or 5 times for about 4 hours each, and I had to take a written test, and it was super fun. And I'm still not great, but I'm a great first mate. I love being a first mate. I love helping, and I think it's a great team building thing for like a marriage. My husband and I, it's such a fun thing, and we do it a lot. In fact, this last weekend we went out sailing, and then we went out on an electric boat the next day. Like, I love the water. I feel so happy on the water. Maybe it's being Pisces, but I'm so happy on the water. And I should take the next, and I often think I should go on and take the ASA 102. And maybe I will, but it's so much fun. I think you have to just reinvent and find fun things to do. And so my husband and I do it a lot, like almost every weekend. We go out and rent boats. We found all these little places you can rent boats. It's great.
And so I hold on to this advice.
I don't know what the answer is to that question. Maybe in TV land, Lucille Ball. I was a huge Lucy fan. I watched all the videos a million times. I don't know, actually. I mean, my oldest sister was really influential in my life. Debbie, she really was like a mama to me for a lot of years. I had a great teacher at South Coast Repertory Theater. Lee Shallett is her name. And my high school theater teacher, Mr. Madlena. He was big, but I think of him all the time when I'm about to go on set and I might be chewing gum or something. And I always think, Mr. Madlena said no chewing gum. But I think I have a really resilient personality, and I just wanted to get things done and go places. And so I'm not sure. My grandma was big. I still think about my grandma every day. I love my grandma so much. So I don't know. A lot of people, I guess.
The sun has left and forgot.
I loved her. She was so irreverent and funny, and I'm not sure she ever said exactly what was written. She just wanted to make it her own and make it more real, and she was a hoot, 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 and a good lady. And we used to ride in the car back in Brooklyn. You know, they shot in Brooklyn, but everybody lived in the city or beyond, so they always had these cars pick us up, and we would ride together sometimes, and she was just great. Loved her. And doing that show was really great. I love New York, and my husband's family's there, so we would go every year at Thanksgiving, but I could never just roam the city. So when I was offered to do a reoccurring on As the World Turns, and it started right after Thanksgiving, so I would just stay after as the whole family went home. So it seemed like a great idea to me, and I guess it was like 2000. And for 5 years, I went several times a year and shot a bunch of stuff, and they would spread it out. And then for 1 year, I went every week. And then I really wanted to come back to LA and work in LA, but there was a part of me that was really sad because it was an amazing experience, and I got to work with people like Maura West, and I mean, so many great people there, and it was hard to let that go. But ultimately, I needed to be back in California.
So I hold on to this advice.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired, so I had to lay down. Let me see. This is do I have any? What's my favorite memory of Stephen? And I have way too many to even calculate. I have so many. I mean, even today, just seeing him, we were just laughing our heads off. He's so funny. But I have to say, the sweetest memory I have of him is when my son Danny was born, and he came to. He was going to come see me at home, but he had a really bad cold, so he came and he put a doctor mask on, and he sat on the floor holding this baby like the most precious thing on the planet, rocking him and talking to him and stuff with this doctor mask on. And I just saw a totally different side of him, of just the sweetest baby lover in the whole world. And now it's so great because he has these grandkids, and I see with him with those kids, he's the cutest. He's so cute, and he's funny because he seems like he would be gruff or he would be tough or something, but he's a total lover. He's a total lover, total sweet, cries a lot, cries easy, very, very sweet and cute. Well, always a cooking class. Love cooking classes. Maybe flower arranging. Maybe I'll take a flower arranging class. I always want to do that. Calligraphy's up there too, but I don't think that's going to be happening. Maybe flower arranging.
The sun has left and forgot.
Well, it's ever changing for sure, but I mean, seriously, it would probably be chocolate, but I try to avoid it. And now that I've been doing the Whole30, I try to stay away from sugar. And I'll tell you something, the most amazing thing is if you get off sugar, you don't crave it. I mean, seriously, if I used to see a donut or something, oof, please let me have a bite. Now I look at them, they don't even interest me because I stopped eating sugar for the most part. I mean, I do have a little bit here and there, like in a cocktail or something, but comfort food. I have to tell you right now, I'm in this weird, quirky thing of microwaving like a Yukon Gold potato and eating it on my way to Cardio Bar. It's like a Hot Pocket. For some reason, very satisfying. But comfort food truly probably is chocolate. I don't think there was a pinnacle. I mean, there's been some great moments, really, really great moments, really romantic times. the weddings, but the births of our children, which reminds me actually, when I was pregnant with my daughter, Katie, that was Stephanie on the show, and they, Shelley, the producer, kept saying, we're gonna come into the delivery room in your real life, and your husband be a orderly in the room or something, and we'll shoot it with Stephen there. And my husband just thought I was insane when I mentioned that, but we didn't do that. But they did show my belly, which was fun. And so those things are fun to show my daughter now because, she's a grown-up, and it's kind of cute that it was there. But one scene they did as sort of a treat when I was pregnant with my first child. There was like a fantasy or something that Stephen and I had, where I was pregnant in a pink nightgown. I just saw it not too long ago, but that was sweet because that was I think I sent it off to my son and said, well, here you were, your one and only time. But as I said when I won the Emmy last year, that daytime's a huge gift to me, huge gift, and I have enjoyed pretty close to every minute of it. Seriously, it's been great. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate it every time I'm there. Even today I was there. We'd been gone for 2 months, and I was just so happy to be there. Love those people, and it was a lucky day that I got cast on that show. So I don't know what the pinnacle, but it's a great thing. If we make a mistake while we're shooting, I mean, if it's bad, you have to stop, obviously, and they start over. But we all try to be on our game, and it's kind of a one take. And a lot of times they'll say, you walk out there and they'll say, can you just go to tape on this without any rehearsal? So we've been running outside the set. We've been running in our dressing rooms or in the hallway or whatever. We run things. But sometimes you walk out on the stage and they say, can we just shoot it? Which is kind of scary, but I think that's what gives you longevity, is if you can pull that off. And you'll find you got a hold. It used to be, I was afraid of it because I hadn't seen them in a long time. And then when Steve and I were going back in 2006, some viewers sent us some DVDs, and we watched them, and I liked it, actually, because I thought we had something going on, and I appreciated that. Even though I can't I can't remember any of it, pretty much. Well, one little things, but most of it I don't remember at all, because I think we're always just memorizing. We barely know it, and we shoot it. So I think it all happened so fast that I don't remember it. And I know it sounds crazy, but we just do it, get it out, goodbye. So there's that element. But I think so much of it's really sweet, and I look like a child in so much of it, and I appreciate it. I don't think, oh my God, I was so young. But I do think, and I say this to all my friends, because I was just taking pictures with somebody recently, and they were complaining. They didn't like any of the pictures, and I said, just remember that you look at pictures of you 5 years ago and you think, oh my God, I look so great 5 years ago. Well, 5 years ago you were saying the same thing. So I think we just have to embrace it and just try to accept it. Acceptance, that's it. But I think that Patch and Kayla stuff is so sweet, and 80s, big hair, acrylic nails, whatever. It is what it is. And I did love my permanents, as my grandma would call them. Your sunny someday.